Hello, I'm Julien Devereux, MKP Chair-elect for MKP USA. I'm also a member of the Mental Health Resource Team at MKP USA. Today I want to talk to you about suicide prevention and the prevalence of suicide, and also what to do about it, and also how to join a group of people to prevent further suicides. So the first thing I want to say is that in our circles at MKP USA, we always want to have men be safe. And so when we say whose job is safety, we all say it's mine. So in the issue of suicide prevention, that's also part of the safety of a circle. Why is that an issue for us here in MKP USA? You may or may not know, but the statistics are that somewhere between 70 and 79% of all completed suicides are men. And those men that commit suicide are, many of them, most of them, are between ages 45 and 60 and are educated white men. So that means that our general demographic for the MKP USA project is at high risk for suicide. That's why it's an issue for us. So some of you may know about the Mental Health Resource Team, and some of you may not. The Mental Health Resource Team at MKP USA is a group of licensed and certified professionals, mental health professionals, that are in the project to help consult on CMRs for a weekend, confidential medical histories on a weekend, also to help communities who have experienced somebody in their community who has suicided, and we can do follow-up with the group, the I group, or the community, or the family. Then the other thing that we do is provide just consultation for anybody who wants to contact us at mhrt@mkp.org, and we'll respond to your request quickly. But the other thing that we also want to make clear is that the ManKind project is not a treatment program and is not a replacement for mental health treatment. It is actually an adjunct peer support group, which does help provide good mental wellness for people, but is not a substitute for mental health treatment, any more than going to a support group would be a substitute for a diabetic who no longer wants to watch his diet or take his medication because he's going to a support group. What we do though is we can support a man to get help when he needs it, especially in the case of suicidal ideations or behaviors. So one resource that we have found, the Mental Health Resource Team has found, is a website called QPR Institute, and it is a training for first responders to suicidal ideation, nurses, firemen, police, EMTs. And it's a training that is low cost and anybody can take it. And it will train you as to what to do in the case of somebody having suicidal ideations. And the QPR stands for question, persuade, and refer. So in your I group, if a man you believe might be suicidal, then go ahead and do what most people won't do, which is go ahead and ask the question. Are you planning to hurt yourself? Ask it in a non-judgmental, non-confrontive, but direct way, and listen for the answer. If he says yes, then ask if he has a plan, if he has an intention, and if he really, and then notice if the plan is lethal. At that point, you can assume that he is suicidal, and that would be the point at which you would not really use our normal I group processes, but you might refer to a document that I created called Suicide Prevention, Intervention, and Follow-up in MKP circles, and it gives you some suggestions on what to do. But after you ask the question and he answers yes, then the next thing to do is persuade him to get professional help, not in the I group, but outside the I group. And that might be a suicide prevention hotline. It might be contacting the MHRT by email if it's not imminent. And if it is imminent, in other words, the man is non-responsive, weeping, won't respond to conversation, and is trying to leave without any care, at that point you would be perfectly fine to call 911. He might be angry with you, but he will still be alive. I do recommend in your I group to have at least 1 or 2 men trained in the QPR training program online, to have the ebook Forever Decision available in your I group, to have some other mental health resources, for instance, a local place where someone could go and get immediate help, and also be prepared in your I group to intervene. There is an I group format in the I group library that we'll put the link here, that will give you some more information on how to handle it within your I group. I also want to invite you to join me and many other people in the world to celebrate World Suicide Prevention Day, participate in activities in your community. As a member of MKP, we want to let the world know that we at MKP are concerned about suicide and that we want to help in the prevention effort. And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.